Rick, you ready to do this?
Okay, depends what it is.
A podcast. The title of this one is The Value of Humor. I'll let you
Oh,
go first.
Lord. How many eyes have 21 flies, a pot for, and a frog? And then you're supposed to say, what's a pot for? And then I say to cook with, and then we both laugh like crazy. So the idea, I think, behind humor is to step outside of your routine and to step outside of logic and to step outside of that brain that keeps working and trying to find things wrong in our lives and just lighten up. So for me, the value of humor is to go against the grain and to be different than what I normally am when I'm my dreary self.
Yeah, I totally agree, Rick. And I think that, there are a lot of spaces to where humor can really lighten the load of what's going on. I think about when we're working out in ToBeRe and we're doing some very hard things when we're in the ToBeRe studio. And we're laughing all the time in here. We're laughing all the time. It could be, one of the guys sharing a story from work, and we're cracking up and laughing about that. Often, Matt's a great storyteller, and Matt will talk about the early days when he was cold calling, and that's hilarious. John will talk about like he when he was an attending, when he was a resident and a fellow, and what the attending surgeon was like, and he'd make people go stand, grown, adults go stand in the corner, face the wall and not, away from surgery, and like everything like that. And one of the funniest experiences that I had in my life was in the Marine Corps. And that's a place where you think in boot camp to where humor is not allowed. But the drill instructors, when you stepped out of them being intimidating and scary, they were funny, man. They were so funny. I remember one time, I think I told this story. It was one time this guy in our platoon, his name was Jones too, and he was from a southern state as well. And we often didn't get enough to eat in the Marine Corps, and so he would be lifting or stealing sugar packets. And one day he would come in over several weeks and he would be like eating a sugar packet like this before the drill instructor would walk in. And this time the drill instructor came in from the opposite direction and caught him like this. And he, crashed out and he was yelling and everything else. And all we knew was that there was going to be repercussions. And so what he did was he left and he came back with a 10 pound bag of sugar
Oh no.
and a
Oh,
tablespoon. And
oh.
he made us do calisthenics while my friend Jones sat up front with his feet up, eating the whole bag of sugar. So, I don't think Jones eats sugar today. And that was 30 plus years ago. But I mean, those kind of things, I look back on it and they were hilarious. And so I think that humor can really lighten the load. And sometimes I look at some of my behavior in the past and it's often met my 1.0 behavior is often met with an apology to others and me laughing about like I can't believe I was doing those things back then. So humor is fantastic, man. There's so much value in it. You want to close this out about humor, Rick?
No, so true. I just think we ought to be open to it more. We're wired for it. Why do we like comedy shows? Because it's a relief. It's a way to make fun of things that are oppressive, that are difficult. And I think if we can do that with ourselves, point the finger back at ourselves, it's even better.
I agree, Rick. Thank you. I love you, Rick.
I love you, Keith. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.